What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we gotta talk about why we no longer live in the United States of America and why we've become a third world banana republic and basically an authoritarian country. And I got a lot of stories to talk about from this and much more, guys. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, guys, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Locals, guys, if you guys want to support and sponsor Nikki's World. And also, that's where I post behind the scenes content, stuff that I normally would not post on my social media sites. And also, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have affiliate links, including Audible, which this podcast show is syndicated on. If you guys want to listen to the show on Audible, you can sign up in the link in the description below. And before we get the show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this podcast show and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today. Woo! Wow, yeah, I got through all those formalities and all that shit. And yes, I am diapered up as always and ready to give you the news and everything else in between. All right? So, anyway, I want to talk about why we no longer have a democracy in the United States of America. We've essentially become a third world banana republic. When you have basically the Pino, the president in name only, Joe Biden, okay, he got his corrupt DOJ to indict a former president in order to take his ass out of the election. Basically, to me, ladies and gentlemen, this country has literally gone fucking down the tubes. This country has literally basically went down the crapper with no way of ever coming back. I'm sorry to say this, folks. I'm sorry to say this. The United States of America, as we know it, has died ever since the corrupt Department of Justice has indicted former President Donald J. Trump over what is essentially legal for him to do when he was president. This, to me, ladies and gentlemen, is why our system of government that we have right now is a dismal, epic fucking failure. It is a failure on a grand scale. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen. It is an epic failure. The fact that our corrupt government is willing to indict a former president for something that he was legally allowed to do as president just goes to show, man, the deep state and the establishment are doing everything they can to take out Donald Trump. This is basically an attempt to rig an election in 2024, ladies and gentlemen. This is why, guys, the left is scared shit. The left, the deep state, and the establishment are scared shit. And they want to be able to keep the Pino, which is Joe Biden, which is the president in name only, installed. This is what you would normally see, ladies and gentlemen, in third world authoritarian and communist countries. Now you're seeing it here in the United States of America? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you this, man. As I'm sitting here with my diaper on, I'm telling you, man, we don't have a United States of America anymore. We don't have a country. We don't have an effective government here anymore. We simply don't, folks. We simply don't. We have a third world banana republic here where bureaucrats make laws that Congress should be doing, that you have tyrants going after your opponent, arresting them, throwing them in jail, just so you can stay in fucking damn power? Literally, folks. Literally. I see the writing on the wall in this country that this country is going to fucking hell in a handbasket. And to me, guys, the 37 count indictment is like, come on. The only reason why they're trying to indict Trump is to distract you from what Representative Comer and Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene are doing, going after Joe Biden for what his corrupt dealings in Ukraine. The fact of the matter is like this, guys. Look for the story behind the story. Look for what they are really distracting you from. You know how they say, like, oh, squirrel? That's what they're doing here, folks. They're trying to distract you by making you talk about Trump being indicted while distracting you from the fact that Joe Biden is committing the biggest crime of the century and that he should be the one impeached over. That's what they're distracting you from. The fact that they're distracting you with the Trump indictment is damning. It is basically as damning as it gets. It is the biggest distraction from the fact that the left, the establishment, and the deep state are committing the biggest crime in human history. You thought the crimes against the Jewish people in the Holocaust were that bad. But I go like this. What's happening here in the United States pales in comparison to what happened in Germany. Okay? And yes, what happened in Germany during World War II was bad, but what's happening now is far worse. You have the deep state, you have the establishment, and you have the liberal left who is doing everything they can to take out Trump. because they're afraid that if he gets into power in 2025, it's all over and that he's going to fucking try to clean house, which I probably doubt that'll ever happen because you'll have people in the deep state, the establishment, and the left who will do everything they can to block whatever he's trying to do. But we all know from the truth that they can't gaslight the entire nation, and they can't even gaslight the entire world, because sooner or later the fucking ugly truth is going to come out. The fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, this indictment is basically nothing more than what you would normally see in communist authoritarian countries. Okay? You would see this in countries where you have dictators who want to stay in power, but they don't want their rivals running for elections. Okay? So what they'll do is they'll make Trump up charges to get them arrested, indicted, make them run through the legal system, and basically, guys, throw them in jail for a made-up crime? Funny thing is, they're willing to go after Trump, but they're not willing to go after Hillary Clinton and Obama? Just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, I have no faith and no trust in our legal system in this country, on top of the election system in this country as well. I've lost full faith and trust in our election system. Now, with this, I've lost full faith and trust in our legal system in this country, because it's corrupt to the core. The fact that they're willing to indict him over a made-up crime that looks like it, that even Bill Clinton did in the 90s, that a judge said he was able to get away with? Folks, I just want to say this. Our legal system in this country is corrupt. Our legal system as we know it is broken. Our legal system as we know it is done. We don't have a one system of justice anymore that everybody else has to follow. We have a two-tiered justice system. Okay? We have a rules for thee, not for me, and we have two sets of laws in this country. Rules for the elites, rules for commoners. That's it. I've said this like this many times, guys. I've said this many times. We are at a point right now where we are looking at a civil war. We could be the next Yugoslavia and the next Rwanda. We are basically, if I use the analogy of the nuclear doomsday clock, we are 5 minutes away from it. Okay? We literally are. And at the same time, guys, I believe we are at a point right now that the United States of America, as it is, should be broken up. We should literally. I know there are some conservatives, there are some libertarians who say, "Oh no, we shouldn't balkanize." We are way past that. We should be balkanized. We should be broken up. The United States should be basically broken into regions. Okay? I'll give you an example. I live in the New England state of Connecticut. Okay? New England should essentially break away from the United States. All 6 of the New England states should break away and form their own state. And form their own country. It's that simple. We're at that point right now because we can't trust the federal government. We can't trust the justice system. We can't trust the legal system in this country anymore. We can't. Because it's corrupt. How can we trust the federal government and the legal system in the United States of America, if they're going to do this to everyone, if they're going to do this to people, how can we? I ask all my readers and all my listeners this. How can we trust this government when it's so corrupt to the core, when it's so authoritarian, when it's so banana republic? You simply have to sit here and go, how can we? How can we trust these people? I can't even trust them. I can't even trust this system of government anymore. I can't. Seriously. I look at this indictment, it's like, holy cow. It's like this indictment just means we are no longer in the United States of America. We are basically, folks, in a third world banana republic. We are basically in an authoritarian country that would make China, Cuba, North Korea blush. It would. It would, folks. And then you have this article from the Federalist. The latest Trump indictment proves the deep state is trying to rig yet another election. Bingo! All this indictment is doing, guys, is trying to obstruct and trying to block former President Trump from running for office. This is what the CIA would be doing in other countries. And if you ever want to read The Condors, which was a story I've read when I was doing Latin America history, how the CIA meddled in Latin America governments, okay, by installing like pro-American or pro-democracy governments and trying to remove those who were thought to be enemies of the United States. If you ever want to read that book, look it up, okay? Look up Operation Condor, all right? Because that'll show you what happened in South America is what's happening here in the United States. And believe me, guys, believe me, this is basically the deep state's latest attempt to rig another election, which is coming up next year. The presidential election is like next year, and they're already doing whatever it takes to fucking get rid of Donald Trump. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was right about this, guys. If they can get rid of his uncle, which is what? John F. Kennedy? Tell you, they're probably doing the same thing to Trump. Wouldn't be surprised if the deep state, the establishment, or the liberal left did the same thing what they did to John F. Kennedy. Would not be surprised. Would not be surprised. Because I'm telling you, man, if history is any indication, history has an ugly way of fucking repeating itself. And I'm telling you this, folks. It is repeating itself in the worst way. That's why, guys, I go like this. The country as we know it doesn't exist. I know that there's a tendency for people to say, well, we gotta flee if this country is not viable anymore. Well, I'm telling you this. There's no alternative left to flee to. We gotta make our stand. We gotta fight this. We gotta fight this tooth and nail. I mean, literally get the truth out. Even if the liberal media, big tech, along with the deep state, the establishment, try to silence, suppress, and basically intimidate you, we need to get the truth out no matter how bad it is. We really do. The truth's gonna come out. one way or the other. The truth's going to come out. And one way or the other, guys, they're not going to hide from this truth. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. This indictment to me just means that we don't have a functioning government anymore. We don't have a constitutional republic anymore. Okay? The Constitution of the United States that I basically swore allegiance to, it's like it all got combusted and burst into flames. Sadly, Joe Biden's authoritarian government basically is setting themselves to rig another election so they can cheat and win. Shit. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, we do not have a functioning government anymore. We don't, guys. And sadly, guys, if I'm correct in all this, guys, if I'm correct, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you this right now, our country is fucked. Our country is fucked. We are done like no tomorrow. And sadly to say this, guys, if this keeps up beyond 2024, I don't see how the United States of America can still exist in a form like this, where you have like the corrupt government and corrupt legal system going after your rival and sabotaging him and basically like indicting him or arresting him. It's like, this is stuff that you normally see in communist countries, in authoritarian countries even. It's stuff you hear on, like, say, the BBC or the Daily Mail UK or Sky News about what's going on in authoritarian third world dictatorships. But to hear it here in the United States of America? God damn, man. How fucking low have this country sunk to? How low have we really gone? Because to me, guys, we've gone low. We've hit rock bottom. We're about to hit rock bottom. I know we hadn't hit rock bottom yet, but we're about to. We're about to, okay? And I know it isn't bad enough, but believe me, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to be bad enough. It is. When that happens, folks, I'm telling you guys, it's bad. It's really bad. It is. It really is. We literally don't have a constitutional republic anymore. We have a third world banana republic dictatorship. We really do. We really do. But the one thing I want to stress, this Trump indictment, if they can go after Trump on a made-up charge, trust me, they'll go. It's Trump today. Tomorrow could be you, me, and everyone. Yeah, if they wanted to go after you, me, and everyone so badly, they would. They would. And we'd have nothing to defend ourselves with. They'd make up, like, whatever phony, trumped-up charge, and then you'd be locked up in, what, some federal prison? Let's say, like, what, in the middle of Pennsylvania or Colorado with no recourse? telling you guys. I'm telling you, man. This indictment should scare the living shit out of you guys. It should. Because I'm telling you this, man. I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen. If they can go after Trump, what's going to stop them from going after you? You know, there's a meme out there is like this that say like this. The establishment, the deep state, and the left, they're not after Trump. They're after us. But he's just in the way. Just think, if they can get after Trump and take him down, what's going to stop them from taking out your opponents, like your conservatives, your Republicans, your libertarians, or anyone who speaks up against the corrupt, illegitimate government, including what? The deep state, the establishment, or the liberal left? Telling you guys, Trump's indictment is essentially a wake-up call. It should wake up the living fucking daylights out of everyone and say, look, if they can go after him, what's stopping them from going after Dan Bongino or Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity or Glenn Beck or Charlie Kirk? What's stopping them? Essentially is like this. Trump is basically their first target. If they successfully take him down, what's next? Charlie Kirk, Dan Bongino, Tucker Carlson. Trust me. This stuff is normally what you would see in third world banana republics. This stuff is what you would see in authoritarian countries. This stuff should scare the living shit out of you. And basically should scare you right out of your pants, or in my case, scare me right out of my diapers. But it should scare you that if they can go after Trump on a made-up charge to knock your opponent out of the election, what's stopping them from going after you, me, and everyone else in this goddamn country that I used to call the United States of America? Trust me, guys. Trust me. If they can do that, then what is stopping them from going after us? Seriously, guys, what is stopping them? And to me, this should send alarm bells. Basically, 5 or 6 alarm bells should be going off your heads, because this should concern you. This should pretty much like make you wake up and go, holy shit, man. That's a scary prospect. That if they're gonna do this to a former president and indict him on a fucking trumped up, made up charge, so you can take him out of the election, and then basically cheat the election in 2024. Telling you guys, what we're witnessing, guys, is another rigged election in the making. And once you see this, you can never fucking unsee it for the rest of your life. As long as you're alive on this third rock from the sun, you can never unsee it. Trust me, once you see that, you can never, ever unsee it. It is going to be literally impossible to unsee this. Okay? The fact that the deep state, the left, and the establishment is willing to indict a former president over a fucking made up charge to take him out and to rig an election to win? Trust me, I basically can't unsee it anymore. I basically can't. I can't, guys. I can't. I literally can't, guys. Yeah, I can't. But anyway, I want to talk about this article from 100%fedup.com. Okay? It talks about like this. California Senate passes a shocking bill to chase retailers out of the state. Employees are now forbidden from confronting shoplifters. I've said this again, guys. Democrat policies cause Democrat destruction in this country. It stems from the fact that, like this, guys, that shoplifting has become an epidemic in this country. You have an epidemic of shoplifting going on in this country, especially in liberal states like New York, California, okay? And basically the rest of the nation. The one thing that these shoplifters are getting away with is the fact that Democrat lawmakers and pro-criminal DAs are allowing these people to get away. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, are punishing people who do the right thing and who stand up. Yeah. Basically, it's like this, guys. In the state of California, as this bill's being passed, it prevents retail employees from stopping shoplifters. And it also prevents private security guards from stopping shoplifters. Now, I'll give you an example. If you're a private security guard, all of a sudden you confront a shoplifter in the state of California now, you're now a felon. You're arrested, you're prosecuted, you're thrown in prison. All because Democrats in California are protecting their criminal class, are protecting their socialist, free stuff class. Yeah, now if you're a security guard in the state of California, you probably looking at this bill going like this. Why the fuck I want to work here? I'm getting the fuck out. If they're going to make me a criminal for doing my job, bye. See you. See you later. I'm out. I'll bet you guys. I'll bet you this. A lot of security guard companies, once they see this law pass, ladies and gentlemen, they're gonna basically run out the door and say, nope, we're no longer doing business in California. I'm sorry. As for the retail, you're gonna see a lot of stores close. And they'll probably go to what? Online or kiosk type stores where you would only have to shop through a vending machine or warehouse delivery like Amazon delivery. Telling you, man. This is another example of liberal policies shooting themselves in the foot. Okay? This is another example, ladies and gentlemen, of liberal leftist policies shooting themselves royally. They really are, guys. They really are. And to me, ladies and gentlemen, Democrat policies cause more problems than they are trying than ever. Basically, it's like this. Dan Bongino has said this before on his show. The Democrats are the cause of all the problems that you see going on right now. Republicans aren't the solution, but at least they'll attempt to fix it. To me, this is another example, guys, of Democrats going soft on crime and punishing people who do the right thing. Same thing in Connecticut, guys. Same thing in Connecticut. We have this problem going on in Connecticut where people are drag racing on the city street. People are blocking intersections. People are basically like taking over streets. But the problem is they're not being prosecuted. They're being given a slap on the wrist or forced to pay a fine. But they're not being thrown in jail and their cars are not being confiscated. This is another example of Democrats being so soft on crime that it's not even fucking funny anymore. It's not, ladies and gentlemen. Them going so soft on crime, it is laughable. It is like, then you wonder why robbery is up, shoplifting is up, assault, battery, like rape, murder, home invasion, why it's all up, and especially in blue states. It's because blue state Democrats, okay, and blue state liberals are pro-criminal, pro-socialist, pro-communist, that they're willing to install prosecutors, okay, who are pro-Democrat, who are so soft on crime that if you ever try to stand up for yourself, they would fucking make you a felon for doing that. They would. And to me, it's another attempt, guys. It's another attempt. Okay? It's another attempt of basically the left trying to destroy this country. And believe me, we're seeing that on a daily basis. We're seeing how the left in the United States of America is destroying this country from within. And I'll tell you this, guys, I'm not even shocked that it's happening. I'm not even shocked that it's going on right now. I'm not, ladies and gentlemen. Because we're seeing it on a fucking daily basis. We're seeing it day in, day out. We literally are, guys. Trust me. Trust me on this one, guys. Trust me. This country is going down the tubes. Going down in the hell in a handbasket. And I tell you this right now. I tell you this. We're screwed. We're screwed as a nation. We are. We are. That's why it's like this. I tell people this online. I go like this. If I live in a blue state of Connecticut, if I were to do my job, if I were to stand up for myself, okay, and stop someone from committing a crime against me, the state would go after me instead of the criminal. The state would make me a felon for standing up. Because leftist policies have basically like coddled, catered, and pandered to the criminal class instead of the law-abiding working class. What's happening in California, guys, is what's happening in blue states. It is happening on a massive scale. It is happening on a grand scale. It is why, guys, blue states are dying. Blue states are hemorrhaging people because once they see what's going on in the state, the soft on crime, the pandering to criminals, the fact that they're making laws where you can't stop a shoplifter, you can't confront a shoplifter, just goes to show that the Democrats don't care about the working class, don't even care about like the retail industry. All they care about is them getting free stuff. That's all. That's all they care about. That's all they care about in this country. And that's what you're seeing in this country. Yeah, that is what you're seeing in the United States of America. Okay? You're seeing the Democrats destroying this country. You know, they're destroying the states, especially blue states, and like the Borg in Star Trek, once they're done doing that in one state, they're gonna migrate to another state and do the same thing. That's why we have to basically nip it in the butt and cut it to no avail. Anyway, I want to talk about this, guys. Guess who is about to get the Bud Light treatment? I'll give you a moment to take a guess. Who is about to get the Bud Light treatment here? And if y'all don't know what the Bud Light treatment is, guys, I'm going to give you a clue. The Bud Light treatment is this. Bud Light's being boycotted in this country because after Dylan Mulvaney, the man who claims to be a woman, basically became the spokesman for Bud Light, people started saying, no, we don't want this. We don't want this. We're boycotting it. So now Bud Light's sales have basically tanked faster than the sinking of the Titanic. Yeah. So now you know what the Bud Light treatment is. And on top of that, guys, people now like this are boycotting Bud Light so badly that you don't want to be caught drinking Bud Light because they associate Bud Light with the left and the TQ pedo cult. Okay? So now you know that. Guess who is now gonna get the Bud Light treatment? And I play this video game too, guys. It's Call of Duty, okay? And two articles from this, from Breitbart and ReclaimTheNet.org. Breitbart says in this article, the next Bud Light, gamers call for boycott of Call of Duty after streamer Nick Merck censored for saying, leave children alone. And the gist of this is like this. Activision is facing a backlash from gamers over its decision to censor popular streamer Nick Merckx from Call of Duty after he dared to suggest that LGBTQ plus pedo content and Pride Month promotion be kept out of schools and away from children. After Nick Merckx tweeted that they should leave little children alone, that's the real issue. Developers promptly removed the skin that allowed gamers to play a character that resembles the streamer. Gamers are fighting back, targeting Call of Duty as the next Bud Light. And even on ReclaimTheNet.org, Activision, the titan behind the legendary Call of Duty franchise, has flexed his corporate muscle by pulling the Nick Merckx operator skin from its in-game store. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, they are about to get the Bud Light treatment. A lot of the gamers now have called for a boycott of Call of Duty. Activision and Infinity Ward is about to get the Bud Light treatment. They are about to go from woke to being completely broke in a game no one will touch. Simply put, ladies and gentlemen, companies who jump on board the politics, the social ideologies, like say the trans cult, the LGBTQ plus pedo cult crap, you risk losing money. Your bottom line will go rock bottom. You'll wind up being like Bud Light, and some of these companies may wind up being like Bed Bath and Beyond. And if y'all want to know what happened to Bed Bath and Beyond, was that Bed Bath and Beyond, when they said they catered to the left and they banned the My Pillow guys products from the store, conservatives started a boycott. They've they've stopped shopping at the store so much that the company started to go broke, went bankrupt, and essentially they're now in what, Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Essentially, it's like this: companies who are deciding to go woke are now becoming like Bud Light. There are a few companies who are close to becoming like Bed Bath and Beyond because they know that, look, you mess with kids, we're gonna come after you. Pretty much that's what's happening right now, folks. A lot of these companies who are becoming pro-trans, pro-groomer, pro-TQ, pedo, queer plus crap, who are pro-mutilating, sexualizing kids. Say bye-bye to those companies, ladies and gentlemen. They're about to hit rock bottom. They're about to sink a new low, ladies and gentlemen. They literally are, guys. They are about to sink like no tomorrow, guys. And believe me, guys, these companies are about to go bankrupt. Okay? It's like they say. You decide to meddle with the left and the woke crowd, you get what you deserve. You dig yourself a hole, and there's no way for you to come out. I'm sorry to say this. They are Call of Duty. You've done fucked up. You fucked up royally. You really have. You fucked up royally by dipping your finger into politics when you should just simply stay out of it and just produce games. Stay out of it. But you decided to go woke. Now you're going to wind up like Bud Light, okay? You're going to wind up like Bud Light faster than you'll ever believe. And I'm telling you right now, guys, a lot of people are calling for a boycott of the Call of Duty franchise. They've done some fucked up shit. Yep, they fucked up. And I basically say like this: the developers and the marketing people of this game, they've done some fucked up shit. And basically, they are literally looking at themselves at becoming the next Bud Light. They literally are. I go like this. These people don't know what they're doing. These people have done some fucked up shit. And they fucked up royally. They fucked up like no tomorrow. They literally have, ladies and gentlemen. They literally have. And to me, ladies and gentlemen, Activision and Infinity Ward that owns the Call of Duty franchise, they shot themselves in the foot. They literally took a grenade or a sticky grenade and thought they were gonna throw it at Nick Merckx, but instead they held on too long. Now it's gonna blow up in their damn face. I'm sorry to say this, man. Infinity Ward, you just blew yourselves out of existence. You just basically sunk yourselves to a whole new level. So I hope you enjoy becoming the next Bud Light, guys, because you guys are about to get the Bud Light treatment. And I'm sorry to say this, guys, I do play Call of Duty, and I will not buy their battle pass until they fix this shit. I will. I stand with Nick Merck, and I will never buy into their battle pass until they fix this shit. Until they fire the woke assholes in that game. Okay? Pretty much. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. Before we go, I want to talk a bit about this, guys. I want to talk about this. You know why I don't listen to the mainstream media, to the liberal news networks, or to liberal social media sites? I don't even watch CNN, Fox News, ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, or even my local news, guys. You know why I don't watch that, guys? It's because they're trying to give you a story. Not the story, a story. They're trying to gaslight you. They're trying to basically lie to your motherfucking face and get away with it. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're really going after. They're basically trying to gaslight you. That's why, guys, when I get all my news sources for these articles, I don't go looking at the mainstream media or the liberal social media sites. I go to alternative news sources like One America Network, The Blaze, Newsmax, Breitbart, and even AM radio, which is a home to conservative and libertarians. And I also go to other podcasters like Dan Bongino, like Sean Hannity, you know what I mean? Like Joe Rogan or Tim Pool. The reason for that, guys, is that I don't trust the mainstream media, or as I call it, the legacy media and the legacy social media. I don't. Real news is on alternative sites and on AM radio and on podcasts. Podcast shows like mine, we post facts. We post actual articles and cite actual articles from stories from other news sites. We actually do that. There's a reason why we do that, guys. Is because our credibility is on the line. When we actually cite an actual article, guys, I always put that in the description so you can see the actual article that I'm talking about. And the one reason why, guys, podcasting, blogging is all starting to be popular again is because the liberal media and big tech are all on this silencing gambit. They are all on this gambit of silencing you, silencing your right to hear the truth. They're basically suppressing the truth. You want to hear the real truth, ladies and gentlemen? Listen to a podcast show. Listen to alternative news sources like One America Network, The Blaze TV, or Newsmax. Or even listen to alternative news sources like The Blaze, Breitbart, Daily Wire, Daily Caller. You're going to get the real truth out of it. You are. But you will never get the truth out of the liberal media and the liberal social media sites. You'll never get the truth out. You'll always be silenced, no matter what. And that's why, folks, that's why alternative social media, citizen podcasts like mine's are making a huge dent, are making a difference. And we are basically speaking the truth and getting the truth out when big tech and the liberal media is all about silencing the truth. We literally are, guys. We literally are. Yeah. Anyway, that's a good show for today, guys. I hope you all enjoy Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I will catch y'all soon. Have a good weekend. See you on Monday. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.